So I'm just out in the greenhouse this afternoon. It's getting on towards evening. I was pulling weeds, but I decided that I ought to show it before. These weeds were all up against the edge of the boards on the bottom and up against the middle. So I pulled all of them back, and overall, just the greenhouse is looking a little disheveled here. I've also pulled, that tub is almost full. There's 2 shovels laying in it just to get them out of my way. And then this is about what the rest of the greenhouse looks like, all grown up like that. It's just a little disorganized. I never thought that my greenhouse would, much like a storage area, I guess you could say. I've seen other videos where they said they had to clean their greenhouse out before they could use it, and I was thinking, why would you put anything in there? But it just kind of makes a convenient dumping ground. I'm going to try to get this cleaned up in a short amount of time here. Hopefully it'll take more than a half an hour. Aiming for 15 minutes, but probably will take longer than that. So I'm going to give myself about half an hour. So I don't know exactly how long I worked, 15, 20 minutes. I got more weeds pulled. I took the table out because for right now I don't need it out here. I'm going to wash it up and it folds down. I'll put it away for to whenever I need it. But I'm going to stop for tonight because I need to go get some gas. I want to mow this area over here, and then I'm going to move those 2 stands over here if they'll both fit. They might not both fit. I'm thinking that I might be able to plant like a zucchini. I wouldn't plant all of it into zucchini, but maybe plant a zucchini and some flowers just to add some color. And maybe a tomato plant. That's what I'll add, the soil that is in here. I'll add that to the ground just to loosen it up a little bit. I guess I should add that we're a couple of weeks behind from when we film to when it gets edited. It's just the way the schedule is worked out. One point we got behind, and for right now we're just working 2 weeks behind. So it's August 18th maybe? Yep, it's August 18th right now when I'm recording this. So if I get zucchinis planted tomorrow, it's still the middle of August. But when this video first comes out, it'll be September. So if I get zucchinis planted tomorrow, they'll already be in the ground for about 2 weeks, maybe 3. So they'll already have a head start. And I guess so. This is the amount of weeds I pulled out of here. Now this is a pretty good size tote. I don't know how many gallons it is, but there was a shocking amount of weeds in there, or tall grass / weeds. Tomatoes are coming on now. Finally, I'm excited about this one. I made hamburgers for supper, so now I can have some hamburger from our cows with tomato that we grew. I never got out to the greenhouse to do any work before now. They kind of got away from me. So I'm going to try to do just a little bit of work before it starts to get dark. I decided that I am going to try to plant at least 1 zucchini, maybe 2, and some basil. I don't really know what all I want to plant, and I'm kind of nervous about growing a whole bunch in here with the sweet potatoes because I don't know how far the sweet potatoes are going to vine out. So as you can see, they're both not going to fit there. I thought it was kind of a long shot, but I was hoping. I guess I could just double stack them there for now. So anyway, I'm gonna just do the same thing with the other one and move it and try to start digging. So I'm using the light of my flashlight here to illuminate the little bit of work I got done tonight. I only got maybe about a 2-foot by 3-foot area, the sod removed. But I gotta call it quits for tonight.
I brought you out this morning to show you an overview of the green beans before we harvest. I still haven't figured out a good way for you to see us harvest. These are cucumbers. They've reached the top of their trellis. This is the tallest trellis I've ever had cucumbers on, and already reached the top. I'm gonna have to start reining them in down here at the bottom. They're starting to come right out. They're probably gonna crowd out this tomato. But I'm so surprised this tomato made this. Like, it was so small. And we thought it was so dead. Well, and I would have never guessed that pepper would produce peppers as late as we started it, but it's definitely gonna have a few peppers. The lavender's just taken off, hoping that putting it in the greenhouse is enough protection. It's supposed to be okay to have it in this zone, but we had problems with it freezing this last year. The strawberries. Marigolds that I do see finally have blooms. They're not open, but I do see they finally are starting to get blooms here. Gerber daisy, which has come in for a second set of blooms and looks beautiful. The basil we're hoping to harvest tomorrow. We're gonna go away later today, so we won't do it today. But I'm planning on harvesting just all the basil when we go through and harvest. And so this bed will look really different next week. But these strawberries is just taking over this bed. It'll be the only thing on this side next year. And they'll be competing for space against each other, I'm sure. This is the sweet potato bed, and they're just taking off in here. I was gonna say it's a little bit warm in here, and it is chilly outside the greenhouse, but it is a little bit warm in here. But these sweet potatoes are just taking off in here. They love this heat. So I could never figure out how to get us both harvesting beans, but here's a little bit of Jerry harvesting beans.
One thing we noticed was the ends are a lot more prolific with the beans. We think it's probably because they're not competing for resources as much. We still get beans out of the middle, and we got a lot of beans, but the plants on the ends just have more beans per plant. See, look, this one's absolutely loaded. This one's got tons of beans on it.
I mean, it's not like we didn't get beans, but yeah, I think that we need to make sure that with this bush provider bean especially, that we go to 4 per square foot like we did down here.
I think we're done for picking beans today. There's probably a few beans that we missed, but as you can see, we got a pretty good harvest. This strainer's a little smaller than this one, but we got 2 strainer fulls. This will make quite a few quarts to go into the freezer.
All right, I'm gonna take you back over the bed one more time. I don't really know how much you can see to begin with the green beans. And then we'll take you around back and show you the 2 gardens back that way.
Welcome to our Friday morning garden tour, barefoot style. Welcome to our Friday garden tour. Right now we're in the big garden. They're getting to be all about the same size. This is our original garden though. I did notice when I came in here that I noticed that this tomato plant was starting to look sick, but then that's probably unrelated to the leaves, but something ate this tomato.
I wondered if it was damaged and then something ate it because this week this this plant blew over this week. This is that Amish paste, and it finally did take off in this garden bed. And then we've got this Cherokee purple, which is finally doing decent. The Cherokee purples have been pretty disappointing this year as far as the way they've grown. We still really like the Cherokee purple tomatoes. And then there's this one lone basil that just is not looking real hot either. This is where we already lost the one basils. These 3 beds are empty and covered. Those 2 are empty and covered. We have potatoes. And these are backwards from the date of planting. And then these were planted together. And then these are the oldest, the furthest back planted potatoes.
So we're not harvesting peppers today. We're gonna do it tomorrow. But as you can see, this mystery pepper here is loaded with peppers. Which one of the problems with a mystery pepper is you don't know what size you're supposed to finish it. And then further in the middle is a Jimmy Nordello. And that's got a lot of peppers on it. So we'll harvest those tomorrow.
And then this is the other side, the Charleston hot in the back of the bed. They're starting to turn, they're just not quite there yet. And same with the Charleston hot on this side. Some cayennes slipped in here, and I don't really think you're gonna be able to see them. And then on the outside here we have that Corno di Toro, which has ones that need harvested on it as well. We're not going to harvest peppers because I don't want to try to put those up. We don't think we have any. Now we have one or two here that we'll probably harvest tomorrow of the ping tongue long eggplants. There's one that stretches clear underneath here. Might have been there last week. We still have this one zucchini plant.
It's looking pretty rough.
That's looking pretty rough.
And I just put the rotting, just little baby rotting zucchini on.
I was trying to get a last couple finished zucchini off of this. But yeah, we were just trying to finish off these last couple zucchini here on this zucchini plant. I'm pretty sure it's just about done for the season.
So I was just working with the onions, and I noticed that this stem was starting to turn brown, so I was gonna pull it. But it's really cool. The new onion plant just new set of leaves shot up from that same bulb. I've never seen that, but this is the first year I've ever had these walking onions.
Just in case you're worried that you'll miss it, we'll try to bring you around and show you some of the harvest tomorrow.
I feel like I just won the lottery. I got 2 eggs out of the pen of chickens that eat eggs. Here's our side garden. Our pepper. Still waiting on this one to turn to chocolate. I never came back out and harvested those cayennes. I'll harvest them tomorrow when we're doing that. And here's probably my favorite tomato this year. Still going strong. Still producing a ton of tomatoes. Here's a black icicle. It is finally starting to produce some fruit. It's got an orange tomato up there. So this is our black icicle. It's finally starting to produce. Our Bonnie's Best is over there. I'll probably try to grow it one more time next year. It's always been behind the rest of them. So, this is an Amish paste, which yesterday we were trimming suckers, and a really long sucker accidentally got cut off. So I'm trying to experiment. I'm trying to root it, and then I'm gonna try putting them in the greenhouse. I'm gonna go ahead and harvest this Cherokee purple tomato. That way nothing else gets it, but this will taste good.
So this is a Cherokee purple as well. That's a black icicle. This one's a Roma. The Roma and the black icicle both have a problem with blossom end rot.
But when we bought the black icicles, because I grew this Roma, but we bought the 2 black icicles at the farmer's market. And the lady I bought them said, It's just like a purple or a black Roma tomato. So it's the same kind of tomato. But yeah, both of them are having terrible blossom end rot. So the black icicle and the Roma are the only ones we had the blossom end rot problem with. And out of, I think we have like 12 tomatoes, 11 tomatoes. That's just kind of, it's kind of telling that maybe we shouldn't be growing aromas here.
We really like this Amish paste. Amish paste is very similar to a Roma type tomato, and the Amish paste is not having that issue, so we'll probably just trade out all Roma type tomatoes to an Amish paste type tomato.
Over in this section, we have our Cherokee Tan pumpkins. We're starting to get pumpkins finally, but this has been planted about 2.5 months. So had we gotten in the ground the end of April, beginning of May, we would have a lot more fruit, I'm sure, but just with this year, this is what we have. Our black raspberries are still looking pretty rough, but I'm still not worried about them because I think there's probably a pretty good chance that they'll bounce back. And here we're at our blueberries. It looks like we're getting real close to having ripe blueberries again. This one's got a bunch on it. There's some on this one. Then this is the same variety as the very first one, and it's looking rough too. I'm not sure about these two, but we'll see. Then our elderberries there's more ripening.
This one has like
three
on this one. This one of these is...
It's the one we just planted this year.
One of these is a Nova and the other one's a York. This is the York variety. The Nova did much better at producing, but I wasn't sure either one of them would produce this first year with us just getting them and getting them started.
This is an elderberry that we planted last year. It's gonna have a couple, we really thought this one had died. And the main branch did. It never grew back this year, but the roots put up 3 new shoots.
This one has just done amazing. Jerry just tried 2 of the different ones here, and she said that the
Johns are much sweeter. They're not really sweet, but compared to the Adams, whichever it is, that one's really bitter. So comparison, the Johns is a lot sweeter and just not bitter. I didn't detect any bitterness at all from that one. Thanks for watching, and we hope to see you again next week.
So we're going to start harvesting the basil. We ended up doing it tonight instead of tomorrow. Our plans changed a little bit. We're going to wash the basil, and we're going to do it in each kind. So we'll take the opal by themselves and the Genovese by itself. We'll take each kind by itself and wash it up. And I think we're going to put it in the food processor then. And we'll take the tomatoes by itself. And then we'll take I don't know which one's these. One's lemon and one's lime, and we're going to take them separate. We're going to puree it in the food processor with probably a little bit of oil, and then we'll freeze it in individual servings so we can just pull it out and use it. So this is what I got taken out today. Didn't take any of the Genovese out. This was lemon basil. Was not nearly as good. We didn't either one think so as the lime that was on this end. We went back and checked, and then so we got dark opal to still harvest, and Genovese. We probably won't harvest all the Genovese. We'll probably leave some of it for the bees, and we'll let some of it probably go until it turns to seed. We also took the mammoth basil out, or the opal basil. It's making these beautiful little flowers here. Took it all inside, and instead of adding any oil, we didn't even add any oil. We just put it straight into the food processor and blended it up and froze it, and what we thought would be a decent serving size together. I think it's like a fourth of a cup or maybe a third.
The last time I had recorded, I had dug the sod out in the corner. So then I put soil or compost on top of it. And it's about 2 feet wide, this bed's gonna be. I don't have it all the way down yet, but I wanted to start my zucchini. So what I'm gonna do is plant, I have some of these Cha-Ching F1 zucchinis. I'm gonna plant 1 seed in each hole, just because I only have a few seeds in. Usually I start 2, but I'm going to place it 18 inches from the wall, and then I'm going to try to grow it on the kind of on the edge. That way the leaves have room to go both ways. And if I only get one plant, I'll just plant something else where the other one's at. I won't restart zucchini. So there's the first seed. I'm gonna go a little bit more. I'm gonna go, I planted that one at 18. I'm gonna plant the next one at, let's do 2 feet instead of 18 inches, just for, it has a little bit more room. And then to finish this up, I'm going to add a little bit more mulch to keep the grass seeds from growing. So there's the start of our extended season extension, sort of. First time we've ever really tried to, I guess we did the sweet potatoes. This is a continuation of our season extension.